Every brand has its beginnings. Explore different brand and business-related topics and conversations about the origin stories behind content creators, influencers, entrepreneurs, and the brands they've created. The Branded Co Podcast with Sir Gates.
Yo, good morning. Sir Gates checking in. So look, man, today the topic that I'm going to be talking about is the process of learning something new. This is very important to me because I love to learn, I love to seek new knowledge, and I love to just really dig in to what I'm doing in my craft and try to figure out the best way possible to take in what I want to learn. So when you're trying to learn something new, take that process very serious. So the first thing I'll say you guys should do is do your research. When you do your research, take your time, be patient, utilize all your resources. The main thing you can use is Google, YouTube. Like I tell everybody, they got associates, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, PhD, and YouTube University. So I go to YouTube for a lot, and I really just will sit there and watch hours and hours and hours of videos nonstop, like legit nonstop, no exaggeration. And while I'm doing that, I take mental notes. I mean, I know it's good to write notes down on a piece of paper, but I move so quick from video to video. I'm just trying to really withdraw the foundation of what everybody is saying in each video, like just comparing and contrast of what is the same thing all these people are saying. And I take that and I build my foundation just like that. So that's how I get my foundation going, the things I'm trying to learn. Even you can utilize Google. Ask some questions on Google. One thing I've seen and know some people don't know, they actually don't know how to use Google or how to use a search engine, period. Because there's certain things I may get asked, and I know for a fact, if you were just to type it into Google, you'll find it. Like, you don't even have to type in the exact sentence of what you're looking for. Just use those keywords. It might even not be a full sentence. So for example, say if you're trying to figure out how to get my dog to play fetch on a Monday, you don't even got to type in that full sentence. You can type in words like just dog Monday fetch, how to, and all those search results gonna pop up. So make sure you utilizing Google and all your resources to get that knowledge you're trying to get to learn something new. And just make sure you spend some real time doing it. Like, just really dedicate some time to learn. Like, this is the time I'm about to set apart to sit down and learn what I want to learn, because without that time, you're not going to retain nothing. Like, you're just going to be sitting there learning. And just imagine our attention span is like nowadays kind of next to nothing, and some people is even worse with social media. You got 1 minute videos, 2 minute videos. Like, we've been kind of programmed to want it on popcorn stuff real quick. So just make sure you really just sit down, dedicate time to what you're doing when you want to learn something new. And also talk to somebody who's already doing what it is that you're trying to do. Get somebody who's a professional, who has years of experience. If you can work right beside them, that's the best way you can learn what you're doing. Like, you're going to be in the mix of what it is you're trying to do. And like, for me, I'm a hands-on learner. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me in the world. I retain it, but I learn the quickest and the fastest. If I can put my hands on it, I'm gonna get it. Like, and if I do it over and over and over and over, I'm gonna retain it, and I'm gonna do it, because it's just the process of repetition. My body is gonna get, my mechanics is gonna just get to the point of where, all right, this is how to do this is how to do that. Boom, muscle memory. And one thing I like to say, and when I say this, I say it better in my head than I do out loud. So this is my personal theory, not personal, but this is my theory on a good way to learn stuff. So don't forget the way we were taught to learn in school. Like, for me, I hated school, never liked school. It just wasn't for me. I never got kept back or whatnot. My grades was pretty decent. I was just pretty much trying to get by. But one thing I do know is and then I put this to what I'm doing in life to when I learn something new. So in school, what they'll do, we'll get a subject, we'll get a topic. They'll give us that topic, and then boom, they'll have some information on that topic. So we'll consume that topic, the information and whatnot, boom, boom, boom. Then what they'll do is say, hey, take some of this information I'm giving you, go home, do some homework, and practice it. Whatever you want to learn, take that topic, consume the information, wherever you're at, just go over it over and over and over. Like, just study it. And then boom, once we went back to school that next day or that Friday of the week, you got a quiz. So we go in there and take that quiz, whatever you're trying to learn, whatever all the information you've consumed thus far, test yourself on it. If you're trying to launch a t-shirt brand, so boom, I learned how to make a t-shirt. I learned how to market it. So what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna try to make a t-shirt. Doesn't mean it got to be perfect. Doesn't mean it got to be right. Just quiz yourself on what you learned to see where you messed up and get those results. So boom, we got a quiz, and now we do that, get the results. The teacher may say, hey, you did good here. You can do better there. This is what you should study, because now that they've got that quiz back, they can see your strengths and your weaknesses. So do the same thing when you make that t-shirt. Whatever response you get back, hey, somebody said the t-shirt looks nice but the quality is trash. The YouTube video looked good but the audio was trash. So then boom, you didn't fail. You just take that what you learned and go back to the drawing board from that quiz and rehearse, improve. And then maybe at the end of the month, this is what they're gonna say, hey, you got to test. This counts for more and it's a little bit permanent. So do the same thing. Test yourself on another level from what you quiz yourself on, though. So boom, I got this t-shirt, I created it. I might didn't put it out to the masses, but now I'm gonna test myself. Hey, I'm gonna put a little bit of marketing behind it and just say, post it on social media or something like that. Like, look, y'all, I got this t-shirt. It's $10. You know what I'm saying? Come rock with it, come support. So once you do that, look at the results. How many people bought it? How many people commented? How many people was interested in what you was doing? And that's your test. So you take those results from that test and then boom, say, hey, this is where I can do better. This is how I can improve. This is how I can do that. Go back to the drawing board once again. Retain what you learned in the quiz, in that test. Keep doing that, but build upon that from that test. And then boom, maybe that next week or in the middle of the semester, hey, now you got your final exam. So now you can go to school, they give you that final exam. It counts for way more, but by that time, you should have learned enough to have a better product at the end of the day. So you go back to your drawing board. Now you say, hey, this is what I did on my quiz. This is what I did on my test. And now here, I'm about to give myself a final exam. So now I got my shirt, then I got my podcast, and then I got my skincare product, whatever it may be. Let me put some real marketing dollars behind it. Let me put some real promo behind it. Let me put some real money behind it, getting it to how I need it to be. And then I'm going to put it out to the masses in a major way. And hey, just like in school, if you fail that final exam or at the end of the semester, when them grades come back, sometimes you may get held back if you really didn't do what you needed to do to study and learn. And sometimes you're going to get pushed forward. Same thing apply. Take that product, put it out. When the results come back, you're going to see, hey, either I lost money, I broke even, or I made money. And if you lost some money, you may get held back. If you broke even, you barely made it, but you passed. If you made some profit, boom, you went to the next level. So just take those things, those basic things that we were taught, and just apply it to life. Like everything that's taught in school, you might not agree with because of the structure of schooling nowadays, but just some of those foundational principles are good things to still utilize when you're trying to learn something new. And just don't take it as you're failing or you're a failure, you lost. Like, you really can't lose. The faster you mess up or the faster you fail, the quicker you can get back to the drawing board and do better the next time. So it's like with me, I like to fail fast. Like, I'll spend time doing one thing, but I know I need to put this out. So if I don't put it out, I'll never know what I got to correct. I'll never get the feedback I need to fix what I need to fix for my consumers, for my customers, for my target audience. So don't take a failure as a loss. Just take it as a real deal lesson and do what you got to do when you get back to the drawing board. And one of the last things I want to talk about that is just be consistent. Consistency is one of the hardest things to do once you're either doing if you're an entrepreneur or artist, whatever it may be, whatever you're doing for yourself and you're the head of it and putting it out to the world. Being consistent can be one of the hardest things to do, but consistency is one of the biggest keys to success. If you can constantly get your stuff in front of people's face, if you can constantly work on it, study it, spend time on it, at the end of the day, you have no choice but to succeed. But one thing I will say, know when to fold the tents, meaning know when to quit, wrap it up. Hey, this ain't for me. This ain't gonna pop. This ain't gonna get going. Don't just be self-aware enough to know this is not it. Like, not saying quit soon or quit early. Just be self-aware to know, hey, maybe this ain't it. I may need to try something else. And don't let people gassing you up push you to keep doing something you know deep down in your heart, this ain't it out. Like, I'm not gonna get nowhere if I keep pushing it. Just because somebody gassing you up saying, yeah, this fire, this, that. You gotta have your own self-awareness and be accountable and know, like, hey, y'all might love this, y'all might love that, but the passion ain't here. It's just not gonna rock with me. So but at the end of the day, try to be consistent as much as possible. So those are just some things about trying to learn something new. Just try your best to be a sponge in life, to just take in knowledge, take in wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to jump out there in a new pool, a new, 5 feet to 10 feet, and just try to survive. You know what I'm saying? And just get it done. Put the work in. Be consistent. Hustle. Be serious about what you're doing. Because if you're not serious about it, nobody else gonna take you serious, and it's gonna show in your product or whatever it is you're putting out, your content. So yeah, man. So just remember, be strong, be consistent, and always try to learn something new. So that's the top today. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope you got something from that. You gained something from it. And just apply it to your real life. So until next time, man, y'all be easy, stay blessed. Sir Gates, I'm out.